Hi everyone, it's a beautiful morning. Before we get into this video, I've made a little explanation of AADC, a rare medical condition, to give you some background on the boy that's in this video. In this video series, you've probably seen some children with AADC. It's one of the rarest genetic conditions in the world. It's caused by a mutation in the genetic chromosomes of both parents. These mutations slow the creation of motor neurotransmitters, so when children with AADC are born, they can barely move. However, a recent gene therapy has changed all that. In this radical procedure, a virus with the correct genetic code is injected in the brain and infects it. The brain is suddenly flooded with new neurotransmitters, and a child undergoes a period of dyskinesia, where their body is overcome with involuntary movements. When that period of dyskinesia subsides over several months, a child is able to start the motor learning process like a newborn infant. So Jamell is out 2 years from his GT, and I hope this gives a little bit of information and background on his story. It's a really amazing story, a marriage between modern medical intervention and modern therapy. Enjoy the video. Jamell is 7 years old and has a rare genetic condition called AADC. In the first years of his life, he could barely move his body because he lacked the neurotransmitters needed for motor control. At 6 years old, Jamell received a new gene therapy in which a virus with the correct genetic code was injected in his brain. Since that surgery, he's had a new lease on life and his body has come alive. This video is Jamell's story, the little boy that could. Even though it's been 2 years since his gene therapy, Jamell's body is still very reactive and dyskinetic. Like all AADC children, it's important for Jamell to start by quieting involuntary movements in his body. Early in the sessions, I use weights and massage to calm his whole body. Everything feels good, except for some hypermobility in his hips and feet, as well as tightness in his shoulders and neck. Doctors have noticed that there's a bend in his spine, a possible sign of scoliosis, but I feel the muscles there are still soft. All these observations give clues as to how to activate Jamell's body during his 2-week therapy. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
Before gene therapy, he cried so much. We tried our best to make him more content, but he did cry so much.
It's a whole different kid now. He couldn't do anything at all, and now him sitting alone without any assistance, seeing him be able to independently grab things that he never could do.
Right now, our biggest thing is for him to be able to sit up from the laying position and to have some type of balance.
Yeah.
Standing, obviously that comes before walking, but just for the balance piece.
In the first days of our 2-week intensive, as I learned more about Jamell, I realized that something's missing. Gene therapy has opened the door to Jamell's movement, but it's not enough. Jamell still hasn't found his own motivation to move.
I feel like he needs that eagerness to want something. If you just leave him there, I feel like he's just content with just laying down.
I feel like also because he's known all his entire life that he has his parents to give him whatever he needs. So all of his needs will be met, and if he needs something, he knows one of us will get it.
9 and 10, yes, whoa. To address Jamell's lethargy, I've decided to treat him like an athlete, a gym rat, repeating movements over and over again. It's not what I normally do, but in Jamell's case, we've agreed he needs challenge. He was taking a lot of time to initiate movements, almost like he would get stuck processing. And I think this is a unique problem for AADC children, that they not only have involuntary movements, but also involuntary thoughts that adds noise to any activity. So it's a bit frustrating for all of us. Jamell can do everything, but he seems stuck in the mud. When most children are placed in uncomfortable positions, they'll try to move out of it. But here, as you can see, Jamell doesn't seem to care or know what to do with his body just yet. That's it. Push, 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 push. There you go. Good.
Nice job, dude.
Ready? As a way of improving his confidence and independence, I want to show Jamell that he can already do things on his own that he doesn't realize. It doesn't always work out the first time.
Whoa, not bad.
Whoa! I like that.
You're slipping and sliding.
Here he's standing for the first time by himself for 15 seconds. It's the first small step towards other goals. 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Whoa! After a week, Jamell's balance and alignment are taking shape. His feet are stronger, and there are lots of signs of small but meaningful progress.
In the beginning of him rolling, it was just like he was just rolling. You're just rolling him. And now you can see his legs pushing through, and he's like, oh, I know what's coming next. He needs that repetition of a certain movement so he can grasp like the concept. And I feel like he catches pretty quick.
The speed of Jamell's learning is fast because with AADC, there are no physical issues inhibiting progress. They just need to relearn what their bodies can already do. With Jamell's torso, we've worked out a lot of tension in his neck and back. Those releases have really reduced Jamell's tendency to crush into the side of his torso. When sitting on my knees, the curve of his spine is almost gone. It's these little improvements that can make a large change in his future.
Yeah? Can I put your shirt back on?
To take advantage of his progress, we've started to combine different physical skills with fine motor skills to integrate his learning and hopefully to motivate Jamell to interact more purposefully with the objects in his world. Pull. That's it.
Pull with
Pull
these
hard.
legs, with these muscles. Pull in. Pull.
That's
Nice.
it. That's it. Go ahead. Pull.
Pull, 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 pull. Nice.
That's
Is he
it.
doing that or
Yeah,
are you doing
he's
that?
doing it. He's totally doing it. I'm not doing anything. We discovered that Jamell loves playing with a water station. Here shows the first time he's actually moved his body in the room to get what he wants. So we're practicing walking right now, and the really good thing right now is that Jamell is actually walking without my having to put my hands on the sole of his feet. It's not caving in anymore, and that's a really good sign.
Jamell's never done most of these exercises, never
Yep.
tried them. So to see him picking up quick and you pushing him is really amazing.
Like, not only is he weight bearing, but the last time that you did it, it's like he's lifting up a little bit. He needs help with his placement, but it's clicking for him, and he's able to do that, which is amazing.
it's joyful for me. I just look at it like, wow. I remember when my son couldn't do anything, and doctors told me he'd never walk, never talk, never be able to basically have any quality of life. And now we're like looking at him like he's gonna be able to do almost whatever he puts his mind to.
And I think that's so huge because that's just like all of us. As you know, typical people, we are so excited when we accomplish something. So seeing that in him, just such a short amount of time since surgery, is, like he said, it's so joyful. It's amazing.
Push. Wow, look at you. Come on, strongman. Whoa, you can do it. Come on, push. Wow, that's it. 2 more. Come on.
Push.
Wait, big one. Don't you give up. Come on,
Push.
push. That's it. That's not bad. Since gene therapy, sitting up from the floor and 4-point position have been movements that Jamell has been working on without success. Strength and balance have been the issue, and today, with a few weights on his legs, we're trying to see if he can do it by himself one last time. The effort is the result of hundreds of repetitions where he did not succeed, but today is different.
That was too far.
Come on.
Boy.
Come on, you got it. You got it. Come on.
Come on! Yeah! That's what I'm talking about, dude. We gotta go crazy for you, huh? Yeah! You want to do a good job. There's obstacles everything isn't peaches and cream, but he always finishes.
And I feel like that's one of our strengths as parents is we don't want him to be frustrated even though we know it's a good part of his journey, but we always make sure he finishes. Even if that means taking a 2-second break, recouping, and getting back to it. He always finishes what we have him do.
On the last day of the intensive, Jamell's parents have gotten him a water station as a well-deserved reward for his perseverance, hard work, and his passion for water. When I think about how children learn, I think about flow and the way a child's body can learn best through play, work, and exploration. As Jamell splashes in the hot tub, I can tell that water will play an important role in his future learning. So comfortable and happy, another possible path forwards.
At the very beginning, all we wanted was him to hold his head up. And then he was able to, and then it turned into, I can't wait for him to be able to sit. He started. Then it turned into sitting independently, and all those things are happening for him. It's a process.
Baby milestone.
Yeah, and time.
Yeah.
Being patient and working with him the best we can, but we'll never put a limit there for him.
And that is the snapshot of Jamell at 7 years old. He'll be 8 in a few weeks. And when he reaches that age, he'll have another year to spiral forwards in his development. Who knows what he'll achieve next? It's part of Jamell's journey in every child with that still unknown condition called AADC.